Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to make a simple top with a puff sleeve. So here I have my fabric on fold and I folded it by my upper hip measurements divided by 4. So that's the measurement I folded it by. So I'll go ahead and rule out my starting point. So I'll just rule a line on the top part which will serve as my starting point. So next I'll take my measurements, that is from my shoulder line to the full length of the top. So wherever the full length of your top is, just mark it and add 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll just extend that line I have here, my top length and seam allowance. Then I'll go ahead and rule those lines. So I'll just go ahead and cut this part out. So I found out my chalk wasn't really obvious on the fabric I'm using. So you guys will just have to bear with me. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out like so. Then use this cut for the back. So for the folding of the back, what we have at the front part is just the same thing. The only difference will be the zipper allowance, which I'm marking right here. So just add your zipper allowance to what the measurement you have on the front, and that is what we'll be folding the back by. So I'm just extending my zipper allowance like so. Next, I'll be placing my front bodice to the back bodice, leaving out my zipper allowance. So every other place will remain the same, just the zipper allowance difference. So next, I'll take out my body measurements, that is my shoulder to my bust line, which is 10 inches, and I'm just marking it out like so. So then my shoulder to my waistline, that is my half length, I'm just marking it out, which is 16 inches, then the full length of the top. So I'll go ahead and extend those lines I have here and connect it to one another. So guys, just follow how I'm doing it. My chalk really isn't visible. So next, I'll go ahead and mark the neck width. The neck width I'm working with is 3 inches and the neck depth is also 3 inches for the front part. Next, we'll be marking out the shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I have 7.5. Then from that line, I'll come down by 1 inch, which will serve as our shoulder slope. Then from that 1 inch you came down by, we'll draw your armhole line. So my armhole line is 8 inches. I'm just marking that out like so. And I'll also extend my shoulder line to get like a straight line to connect my shoulder line from my armhole point. So I'm just going ahead to connect that line. So this is my shoulder line. Next, I'll go ahead and try to make this line visible, so for you guys to really understand what I'm doing here. So on the shoulder line of about 8 inches, I'll mark out the half of it, which is 4 inches. And I'll go out by half an inch. Now connect these 3 points I marked here, and that will serve as the armhole for the front bodice. So next guys, I'm just going to go ahead and take the dart. I'll be adding a dart to this top. So the dart I'm working with is actually 3.5. Then I'll add half an inch. That will make it 4. Then on my waistline, I'll add half an inch on both sides. So by now we already know how to take a dart. But if you really don't know how to take a dart, I have a video you can watch how to make a dart. So on the bust line, I came down by 1 inch. Then on the down part, which is the hemline, I'll go up by 2 inches. That is where the dart is going to stop. So I'm just marking my dart point, which is 4 inches on that line we came up by. So on that 2 inches we came up by, we'll connect the dart line together. So just draw a straight line, my dart line, which is 3.5 inches plus half an inch. I'm just drawing that straight line. Then on the waistline, we came out by half an inch on both sides of the dart. So we'll connect it to this point we came down by on the bust line. And then also we'll connect it to that point we came up by on the hemline. So guys, if you really don't know how to take a dart, I'll drop the link to a video where I made a full video of how I took a dart. So next I'll take my body measurement. So on my chest line, I'll take my bust measurement divided by 4, and I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance. I'll add the same measurement on the bust line. So on the waistline, I'll divide my waist measurement by 4 plus 1 inch for seam allowance, then 1 inch for the dart allowance we took. Then on the hemline, you divide your upper hip measurement by 4 plus 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect those points I just made. So next on the armhole area, for the front armhole, I already showed you guys how to take it. So this is the line for the front armhole. Then for the back armhole, we're just going to take the normal way we cut the armhole. So when I'm cutting, you guys really understand what I did there. So next we'll be taking our shoulder slope. So from your neck width to that 1 inch we came down by on the shoulder, that is what will give us a shoulder slope. So I'm just connecting those lines. Also, I'll go ahead and connect my neck width to my neck depth for the front. You know, the neck depth for the front is 3 inches. So I'm just connecting it like so. Then the neck depth for the back, I'll be using 1.5 inches. So I'm also going to connect it to the neck width we have. So the neck width is always the same, just the neck depth you can manipulate. So next, I will just go ahead and cut this out. So this is the armhole I'm cutting for the back first. So I'm just cutting out the back first and cutting the sides. And I also cut out the shoulder slope like so. Then the neck width for the back first. So I'm just going to slash open the zipper allowance I have for the back. So placing the back aside, I'm just going to modify the front. So for the front, I'll just go ahead and cut out my armhole. This is what I have for the armhole for the front. Then the back neck depth, I'm just going to cut it out. So guys, after cutting, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and take the dart for the front and also do same for the back. So after taking a dart, this is what it looks like. So I'll be dropping a link if you really don't understand how to take a dart for a top. So this is what the front looks like, and I also went ahead to take the dart for the back, and this is what it looks like, as we can see. So next we'll go ahead and tape the neckline. So I'll be using this bias tape to tape the neckline for the front, and I also tape the neckline for the back part also. So guys, after taping, this is what I have on the wrong side, and this is what the right side looks like. I did same for the back panel. This is the neck width for the back. So next I'll be joining the front and the back together, starting from the shoulder line. So I'll go ahead and join by 1/2 inch on the shoulder line. Then on the sides, I'll also join it using the seam allowance you left for the sides. Just go ahead and join your sides together. So guys, moving ahead to cutting for the sleeve, I have my sleeve here and it's folded into 4. So I'll be cutting both sleeves together. So I folded it by my armhole measurement. So just go ahead and measure what you have around the armhole on the top. So I'm just going to measure all around this armhole, and I have about 20.5 inches. Now I'll be dividing that by 2. So I have approximately to about 11 inches. Then I'll add about 5 inches for the pleat allowance, then 1 inch for sewing allowance. That'll give me 17 inches. Then for the length, you add 3 inches to whatever length you'll be working with to give it that puffy effect. Then about 1 inch for this elastic allowance and 1/2 inch for joining to the top. So just add those measurements to the length of your sleeve. So I'm just going to rule out the line I have here like so. And this part will be the center sleeve and here will be the side. So next on the side part of the sleeve, I'm going to go down by 4 inches like so. Then on this part, I'll go in by 2 inches. Then you make a curve from that 2 inches like so to meet that 4 inches we have there to give it that sleeve curve. So going to this down part, you divide your round arm by 2, and whatever you have, you just mark it out like this. Then you add 5 inches for elastic allowance, then 1 inch for seam allowance. So after getting that line, you connect it to that 4 inches we have over here. So you just connect it like so. So next, I'll go ahead and cut out this sleeve. So guys, just follow how I'll be cutting this part out, especially on this curve area. I also go ahead and notch the center point of the sleeve and show you guys how to fix it to the top. So on the top, I already went ahead to join it on the shoulder area and on the sides. So I'll be flipping it over to the right side of the top so we can attach the sleeve. So we'll be attaching the sleeve on the shoulder line. So that point we notch on the sleeve, we'll be attaching it to the shoulder like so, right side facing right side. So I'll be making use of my pins. Then I'll be making pleats. So I'll be working with large pleats. So if you want your pleats smaller, you can actually make it smaller. But for me to achieve that top, I'll be working with larger pleats. So just make pleats first on one side. So I'm just going to make pleats till I exhaust the fabric on this part. So once you've gotten your last pleat like so, making sure the remaining fabric is going to fit in the armhole area like so. So I'm just going to pin it down, and this is what I have on this part. So I'll do same for the other part also. So guys, I went ahead to pin on both sides of the sleeve. So this is what I have. You just take it to the sewing machine now and sew on that part we just pinned. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have. I also went ahead to sew for the other sleeve, and this is what it looks like on the right side. I also went ahead to attach my elastic to the hem part of one sleeve. I'll be showing you guys how to attach it on the other sleeve. So to attach your elastic, you just fold it like so, making sure you have a hole that will accommodate your elastic. So once you fold it and sew it like so, you can just use your pin, that is your safety pin, and attach your elastic to it like so, then fix it through the hole. Or alternatively, you can just fold it in like so, then place your elastic in using your pins to hold it down. Then you just go ahead to take it to your sewing machine and sew on a straight line, making sure you don't sew on your elastic so it has space to move. And the measurement I have here around the elastic is about your round arm measurement minus 1 inch, so you to get that firmness on the elastic part, so the elastic isn't too tight or too free. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Then also I'll go ahead and sew on my seam allowance for the sleeve. So just whatever seam allowance you left, just sew it to meet the side seam allowance you have on the top. So guys, after doing that, this is what I have. I went ahead to sew down on my seam allowance on the sleeve, and this is what I have. So I did same for the other part. So I'm just going to flip it over to the right side of the top. So guys, as you can see, we are almost done with the making of this top. It is quite easy and simple. Next, we'll go over to the hem and hem the down part like so. So just hem the down part of your top. Then we'll be fixing a zipper. I'll go ahead and add a zipper to this top and show you guys the final look. So guys, this is what the top came out looking like. As you can see, it came out really beautiful. And we've come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share. And we'll see you guys in the next class. Bye.